Alright guys, here's my performance and tutorial for the snap change. It's just something I wanted to do just to get out there. Some applications, not applications, some ways I perform it. There's different ways, variations on how you can perform the snap change. But anyway, here's what it looks like. Here's what it looks like. Basically, how I got started is I was in a game of poker one time, and I got a really good hand. I got a king of spades, I got a queen of spades, I got a 10 of spades, a jack of spades, and then I got this stupid 2 of diamonds here. I mean, who wants a 2 of diamonds when you have cards like that? So all I had to do was just take the card and flick it like that, and I got the ace. And that's how I won the game with the royal flush. Alright, so here's how obviously, to do this effect, you're going to need 2 cards, obviously. All you're going to do is you're going to put them up square up to each other, like so. Make sure they're square. And your fingers, and your middle finger is going to go right over the index, and your index finger is going to go right over this pip here on the 2. That's about center. Excuse me. Now, what you're going to do is you need a bit of a cover so that you can pull this card back with your middle finger. In fact, I find it useful to just hold it like this and then bring your middle finger out and then pull it, because then it looks the same. See, your middle finger, all that's happening is your middle finger is pulling this card back and behind the card. And you can see there are some really big angles on this one. You can perform it probably way up to here, but as we turn, you can start to see that card right there. You don't want people to see this, obviously, and getting into this is easier when you have the deck in your hand. You can just rest the card here and then toss the card up, which would actually look like something like, we come down, we place the card, and then we come down here and we toss the card. More like that. Now, the simple way to get into this is to simply do a double lift, and then have it elevated with a big break, and then grab it right there, and then since the deck is in your hand, you might have to alter your grip, but if you're really just a really big beginner, I mean, at some point, for some reason, I don't know why, I couldn't push the cards back far enough, and I couldn't flick it. It just looked weird for me. Felt weird. So what I did is I would just pull back on it, and it would change like that. Now another way to perform it, is you can take your hand like this, and you just wave over it, and you can change it like that. It just looks like that. Now of course there's a bit of a sound that you can hear there, which is like that. You hear that sound, and you really got to be able to manage your angles on this. But the idea is that changing this card is meant to be nice, quick, and very visual. But if with some practice, you're able to have your middle finger back, and that way, when you come to do the change, your grip is the same. People aren't going to notice, oh, wait a minute, where's your middle finger? They're going to see it's gone, and it'll just look different. Another way you can perform this change is having it vertical, and just like that. How most people have performed it, I've seen, is they take it, they blow on it. Now that one wasn't good because you could see the card down here. You need to have the angles perfect this way, but doing it this way gives you worse angles, because you can see the way it happens, the card is at more of an angle. But when it's more like this, it doesn't stick out as much. It's still at an angle, but it doesn't stick out of the card as much. That's the beauty of doing it horizontal. But it's just a matter of preference, whether you're able to hide it or not. And also, one more thing. This is also just a nice little change you can do. It's good for like one person, and probably a good number of people to your left. It would probably be best if you performed it at up in the chest area, maybe a little higher than that, so that they can't see where the card goes. Also, I would not recommend just doing it straight up like that. If you can do it fast enough and you think it looks good, go ahead and try it out on some other people, but I do not recommend it. I don't really have much of a clear throat. But you really got to have some sort of cover. Even a snap there, that just did something, but you could barely see it. What I usually like to do is I just pull it back and do that way. Or if I'm in a really nice situation where I have a lot of people, where I have more people around me, where they are more likely to see the action, what I would do is I would just come over and cover the deck like this and do it in that action. Now remember, in the natural world, that sound there, you would hear that when practicing it, but not the spectators. They wouldn't hear that sound. You just come over and just be like that and wave. You know, for the cleanup, if you're doing it this way, what you would do is you would, I'm not sure how a cleanup from there works, but what I would try to do is, I haven't worked it out, the cleanup yet, so I don't really perform it that way too much, unless the deck is nearby. So I can just hand the card, I can just show the card around, and then when I'm grabbing the deck back from someone, I can then do that little toss. Drop the card, whatever. I'll just get it back later. So that when you're doing that toss, you can just hand it out and you have ditch the card on top of the deck. Now the application for this is a nice little split effect that you can do. What you would need to do, you need to get out, let's say the ace, 2, and 3 of hearts. Let me get them out here. And this is what it would look like. You take the card, you show it, and you say, watch, I'm going to make this multiply. You can just do that, and you make it split into 2 cards visibly. And you hand them out for examination. And the nice little move that you can do, you take both of the cards back, just square them up, put them face up on top of the deck, like so. Hold a break with the 3 cards. Even that 3 hearts. For the recombining of them, here's what you would do. You would take that ace, put it on bottom, so it looks like you just put the cards back to back. That's what you would do. And right now, at this point, what you would do is you're going to do basically something more like a Stuart Gordon style double lift, which is where you would take these cards up in this grip, similar to a biddle grip, and you would take off this 2 of hearts, and then flip over the ace, like the Stuart Gordon, and you would basically, you're gonna put it back on. All you gotta do, you basically have your double here with the ace. Ace is the double, 2 is the single. What you do is you take them and you're just gonna press onto it and make some apparently go back into 1 card. How this works, as you're coming up like this, your thumb is going to push off that ace. Therefore, it splits these 2 cards. They're no longer square. And then in the same action, it goes like that. So basically, you combine the 2 cards. In that same time, you're actually set up to split this card again, where you'd be like, alright, let's drop an ace right there. And that's what application of the snap change. Again, you have the ace and the 2 on the back, 3 on the front, and you just take it, and all you gotta do is do the snap change, and it looks like it splits. A good way to do this would be you pull back, And remember, at this point, you actually got to do it differently. You actually got to use your thumb to split these two cards so that it looks more visual. And you show them, you basically flash them all sides, wherever, whatnot, so that they can see that they are two normal cards. There's not a 3 on the back of either one of them, and stuff like that. And then again, you take one of them, put it on that side, so it looks like it's back. The two cards are back to back. Ace there, 2's there. You take this ace and you flip over the 2. And now, basically at this point, if you have the 2, you're acting like you're just going to scoop up the ace. And like that. And there's 3. And then basically you have these 2 cards right here that are face to face. And that's a nice little application of the snap change, and that is my teaching of the snap change. Hope you guys come back for some more tutorials. I'm trying to work on my YouTube channel. I got this up because I didn't really have anything else to post. So, yeah, it's not much, but I'm hoping it'll hold off for a while. Alright, I will see you guys later. Peace.